Michael set 47 alarms in 3 months, 4 gym memberships he never used, 2 productivity apps he forgot about after a week, a journal where he wrote exactly 3 entries before giving up. He told me, "I'm starting to think I'm just broken. Like, I'm missing the discipline gene everyone else has." But Michael wasn't broken. He was using the wrong strategy. 6 months after I taught him one Japanese principle, he'd lost 30 pounds, gotten promoted, and texted me, "I finally feel like I'm becoming who I always wanted to be." He didn't find motivation. He found a system. And in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what he did. What Kaizen actually means. When Michael first told me he wanted to completely transform his life, I stopped him. Because that's exactly the thinking that was keeping him stuck. I told him about Kaizen, 2 Japanese words. Kai means change. Zen means good. But here's the part that changed everything for Michael. Kaizen isn't about motivation. It's not about wanting it badly enough. He'd tried motivation. He'd tried discipline. He'd tried willpower. All of them worked for about 3 days. Kaizen is different. It's the system. Toyota used to become the most reliable car company in the world. But more importantly for Michael, it's a system that works even when you feel like garbage. Especially when you feel like garbage. Why Kaizen works. Here's what was actually happening in Michael's brain every time he tried to change. He'd set a goal. I'm going to work out every day for an hour. His brain immediately calculated effort required, discomfort anticipated, chance of failure, and hit the emergency brake. This isn't weakness. It's biology. Your brain has one job: keep you alive with minimum effort. Big changes, maximum effort. So your brain sabotages you. Michael told me I'd wake up motivated. By 10 a.m., I'd already be making excuses. By noon, I'd convinced myself to start Monday. Sound familiar? Here's what I told Michael. We're not going to fight your brain. We're going to trick it. Small actions don't trigger resistance. Your brain doesn't panic over putting on gym clothes, doesn't fight you over opening a document, doesn't sabotage 5 minutes of anything. So Michael's first goal? Just put on gym clothes. That's it. Day 1. Put on gym clothes. Sat on the couch, felt dumb, but kept the promise. Did exactly 1 push-up. Day 7. Put on gym clothes. Worked out for 10 minutes, without planning to. 3 months later, he worked out 6 days a week. Not because he found discipline, because he never broke the tiny promise. Consistency beats intensity. Every single time. Michael didn't transform in a day. He just didn't quit. And that made all the difference. How to apply Kaizen daily. All right, here's exactly what Michael did. 4 steps. You can start today. Step 1. Choose one area. When Michael first came to me, he wanted to fix everything. His health, his career, his relationships, his finances. I told him to pick one. Just one. This is where most people sabotage themselves with Kaizen. They try to optimize their entire life at once. That's not Kaizen, that's chaos wearing a Japanese name. Michael chose health because he said, if I feel better physically, everything else gets easier. Smart. One target, all your focus. Once it's on autopilot, you expand, not before. Step 2. Shrink the action. Make it so small you'd feel stupid not doing it. James Clear calls this the 2-minute rule. I call it the no excuse threshold. I wanted to meditate for 20 minutes, kept failing. So I committed to 1 breath, 1 conscious breath a day. 3 months later, I meditate for 15 minutes, naturally. Wait, just put on workout clothes? Yes, because here's what happens. You put them on, and suddenly working out doesn't seem so hard. You've removed the friction. But even if you don't work out, you still win, because you kept the promise to yourself. That's the real game. Building self-trust through tiny wins. The action is small. The identity shift? Massive. Step 3. Improve the system, not yourself. Step 3. This is where Kaizen separates from every other self-help system. Stop trying to change yourself. Change your environment. A Stanford study found that environment shapes 80% of your behavior. Not willpower, not motivation, environment. Kaizen asks, how do I make the right choice automatic? Real examples. Want to exercise in the morning? Sleep in your workout clothes. Not joking. Remove every barrier. Want to eat better? Put fruit at eye level. Hide junk food in the back of the pantry. Don't test your willpower. Redesign the test. Want to focus? Don't try harder. Delete Instagram. Turn off notifications. Make distraction harder than focus. Want to drink more water? Stop relying on reminders. Put a full water bottle on your desk every morning. You'll drink it without thinking. Here's my personal one. I want to run regularly. So my running shoes live by the door. I trip over them on purpose. The friction to not run becomes higher than the friction to run. That's the Kaizen question. Not, how do I get motivated? But, how do I make good behavior effortless? You're not fighting yourself. You're designing for yourself. Step 4. Reflect. For 2 minutes a day. Every evening, ask yourself 3 questions. 1. What worked today? 2. What felt difficult? 3. What tiny change can I make tomorrow? You're not writing essays. You're identifying friction. Maybe waking up was hard because you stayed up too late. Tiny change. Set a bedtime alarm. Maybe you skipped your workout because your gym bag wasn't ready. Tiny change, pack it tonight. Kaizen is a feedback loop. You act, you reflect, you adjust, repeat, forever. That's the system. All right, let's get specific. Real people, real results, real Kaizen. Example 1. The writer who couldn't write. Sarah wanted to write a book. Sat down to write for an hour every day. Lasted 3 days. Too much resistance. Kaizen version. Open the document for 2 minutes. That's it. Don't write, just open it. 6 months later, she'd written 40,000 words. Why? Because once the document was open, she'd naturally write. The friction was in starting, not continuing. Example 2. The 5-rep miracle. Marcus wanted to get fit. Tried going to the gym. Hated it. Quit after 2 weeks. Kaizen version. 5 reps of any exercise. At home. Before his morning coffee. Push-ups, squats, planks, whatever. 5 reps. 1 year later, he works out 6 days a week. Because 5 reps never felt hard. And once you do 5, you usually do more. But you only promise 5. Example 3. The desk that fixed itself. Jenny's workspace was chaos. Tried to organize it in 1 weekend. Got overwhelmed. Gave up. Kaizen version. Remove 1 thing from your desk each day. 1 pen. 1 paper. 1 random object. 30 days later, clean desk. 60 days later, she'd organized her entire office without a single cleaning marathon. Example 4. The budget that built itself. David wanted to fix his finances. Tried tracking every expense. Lasted 4 days. Too tedious. Kaizen version. Track 1 category this month. Just eating out. Next month, add groceries. Month 3, add subscriptions. 6 months later, complete financial system. Built category by category. No overwhelm. No burnout. Notice the pattern? The goal didn't change. The approach did. Big effort, short duration, fails. Tiny effort, infinite duration, wins. That's Kaizen. So let's end with the truth about Kaizen that nobody tells you. It's boring. There's no moment where you feel like a hero, no dramatic transformation story, no viral before and after. You just get slightly better at something, day after day. And most days, you won't even notice the change. But here's what happens when nobody's watching. Day 30, you've barely changed. Day 60, still nothing impressive. Day 90, people start asking, are you doing something different? Day 180, You look back and don't recognize who you were. This is the Kaizen paradox. Each day is insignificant. Each year is transformational. Most people overestimate what they can do in a week. They underestimate what they can do in a year. Kaizen flips that. It makes this week easy. It makes next year inevitable. Motivation is a spark. Systems are engines. Motivation gets you started. Systems keep you going. Motivation feels good. Systems feel like nothing. And that's the point. You know what changed my life? Not a breakthrough. Not an epiphany. Making my bed every morning for 400 days straight. Sounds stupid, right? But that tiny action proved to myself that I could keep promises. And if I could keep that promise, I could keep others. One improvement. Compounded daily. Forever. That's Kaizen. You don't need a new personality, more discipline, better circumstances, different genetics. You need a 1% better system. So, here's your challenge. Not for next year, for tomorrow morning. Pick one thing. Make it absurdly small. Do it before you do anything else. Then wake up the day after and do it again. Don't break the chain. That's Kaizen. Good change. Every damn day. Now stop watching YouTube and go build something quietly powerful. What's your day one action? Comment below.